Hello everyone, Nathan from Ecommerce Uncovered here. I'm going to talk today a little bit about what it's like to work from home for years. Way back when I was an air traffic controller, I always used to dream about, hey, I could just work from home, I have my office and I could work from a laptop and everything would be fantastic because I can get up when I want to get up and all that jazz. Now, I'm not going to hit you too much. You've probably all read articles and things over the years about how working from home can be actually quite difficult, in that you might have kids as distractions, or even your lovely spouse might think just because you're home that you can do whatever you want. I'm fortunate in that regard because Tess is obviously my business partner as well as my wife. But there is, I guess, another aspect to it that might not have been covered so much, and that is the lack of inspiration you can sometimes find by working in the same place. As you see here, this is our sort of home office, and to be honest, we don't actually do a lot of work here. I think I probably record these videos more than just about doing anything else here. Part of the reason is because we just, after a few years, we just found that working from home, even when we keep moving every sort of 18 months, we just find it doesn't take too long before you start losing inspiration by being in the same environment all the time. So Tess and I, we very much get out a lot. We will go to cafes, we'll go to a trip to the beach, we'll go to a park, and we spend a lot of our time actually talking about the business or talking about what's coming up next for our business in cafes and things. We used to take laptops and we used to actually do work there, but to be honest, we now, I guess partially this is because we now have a decent team behind us, but we find that we actually go out more and really discuss what's going on, try to brainstorm new ideas, come up with new ideas and write them down, and then later we might, when we get home, we might throw a few emails out, probably again more from the lounge room than actually from our office. But having said that, I still love having an office space. Every now and then you'll come here and you'll get a couple of hours in flow and get an awful lot done. But all I'm going to say is that if you are the same, if you're starting to stare at a screen for hours on end by sitting at home, lacking inspiration, then get out. Another thing that Tess and I do on a regular basis, we haven't done it so much since our son has been born. He's a 6-month-old at the time of recording this video. But we try to get out for what we call strategy weeks. This can be actually a tax-deductible excursion as well. You might want to talk to your accountant about that. This isn't tax advice. But what we've found is sometimes you get your head so involved with business that you can't see the forest for the trees. So what we'll do is go and try and find a holiday or somewhere to go. As an example, earlier this year, we went and stayed on a boat on the Great Barrier Reef and went snorkeling just for 3 days. So 4 days, 3 nights out on a boat, just jumping off. The boat would just move around 5 times a day to different parts of the Great Barrier Reef, and you'd jump off and look at coral and fish and have a great time. And what that does for us is it forces us to do something that takes our mind off business completely. This is a really important aspect of the strategy week for us, is trying to have at least 3 days where you're doing an activity that has nothing to do with business. And because we as entrepreneurs, sometimes you cannot help but get stuck inside your own head, and it's very difficult. You can be sitting sometimes watching a movie or something. I know all the time we'll have a TV show on and Tess will say, oh, who do you think did it, or who did the murder or something, and I'm like, man, I haven't seen the last half an hour of the show because I'm thinking about something that's going on with business. So whereas something like snorkeling, I can't help it, you're swimming, you're looking around, it's amazing, it's something totally different. It's an amazing experience, and that does actually distract me from the business, and that's what you're looking for. And then what we'll do is we love to go stay, after the Great Barrier Reef trip, we're up in Cairns in Queensland in Australia, and we went and stayed at the Hilton for a couple of days and basically just read. We'd do the big buffet breakfast thing and just sit down for hours, reading business books, anything that is business related, but it's not you actually doing business. It's really just trying to inspire new ideas from other business people, again through books normally. And then what we'll do after that, just for maybe 1 or 2 days, is start strategizing. So we've had this 3-day period of total distraction, not thinking about business at all. That kind of gives your mind a little bit of a break, but also detaches you from the business. So that when you start reading these other books, and you start getting a bit more inspiration from a broad perspective about business, maybe some new ideas, new ways of looking at things, but again, not necessarily specifically about your business as such. And then when you go to strategize, you'll come and your head, you'll basically be able to look at your business in a way that you haven't been able to for a long time. Almost like you're standing outside of your business a bit more, as opposed to being stuck in it, trying to look around for the next thing to do. And that's usually where we come up with the single best ideas, and you know, from a strategic level right down to a tactical level of what you're going to do to achieve those new strategies. So that's what we do from a strategy week. So from the day to day, make sure you get out and about and try to change up your environment as much as you can. And every few months, or even at least once a year, try to go somewhere. It doesn't have to be expensive, but just try to get out of your own head, get away from the business for a while, then gradually come back into the business and come up with some amazing new ideas. That's really worked for us. It's something we do as much as we can. You know, we'd love to do it every few months. And I suggest you just at least give it a try. And I hope that is helpful. Thanks very much. Bye.